After the presentation, you forward it to all your friends, okay?
Okay,
And
okay.
with a copy to me and Deva Bhaiya, okay?
Okay, okay.
Okay, make it screen view. Make it
Yes,
screen.
yes, yes, yes. Hello.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Hello.
very nice. Very nice. Start.
Okay. Darwin ADL using PyCalculus.
Okay.
So Darwin is a declarative language which is intended to be general purpose tool which can be used to configure system from diverse components using diverse interaction mechanisms. So what Darwin is a architecture description language which comes under the general purpose tool, and it is having various components, and it shows how those different components interact with each other. So it allows the description of both static structure as well as dynamic structure, and there must be clear and unambiguous specifications of Darwin's operational behavior against which the implementations can be validated. So all the specifications that we present in the Darwin's behavior, that should be very much clear, and they all should be unambiguous. And according to that, the implementations can be done. So why we need Darwin? Uh, Basically, we use Darwin when we need to deal with the distributed systems. Like a distributed program consists of multiple concurrently executing components. So as we all know, in a distributed system, there are different clients at different locations, and each of the clients will have various programs running in them, and each program will have large number of components, and they are highly interconnected. So programs as a collection of various components and their interconnections become unmanageable without any structuring tool. So if there is no structuring tool, as you can see in this example, like no proper structuring is done. Uh, so Darwin provides such a structuring tool. So Darwin allows the distributed programs to be hierarchically structured configuration descriptions of the set of component instances and their interconnections. So what Darwin does is it provides the hierarchically structured configuration descriptions. And in Darwin, the components provide services to allow other components to interact with them, and it also requires the services to interact with the other components. So here is a small example of a component of how it works in Darwin. So we have two services that are required and one services that is provided. So the component ATM, it requires what it requires. It requires the PIN number, it requires the customer information, and what it provides, the balance information. So it is just a very small component, but it is not the case. There are various number of required interfaces and various number of provided interfaces. So now the PyCalculus. So to model the Darwin architecture description language, we use PyCalculus. So in PyCalculus is used for describing and analyzing concurrent systems with evolving communication structures. So all the systems that are working parallelly, or working concurrently, and with evolving communication structures, in that PyCalculus is used. A system in PyCalculus is a collection of independent processes which communicate via channels or links. Those channels or links are referred by a name. So, what happened in PyCalculus is a collection of there are a large number of independent processes, and those independent processes are communicate via channels or links. And there are infinite number of names referred by the lowercase letters. So all the names like client server or all of those names, they are referred by, or client 1, client 2, client 3, they are referred by just name like C or S or anything like that, just by lowercase letters. Names are referred by lowercase letters. So yeah,
हेलो.
process. Hello.
Yes.
हाँ प्रतीक.
कौन है?
हेलो.
हेलो. हाँ, विकास बोल रहा हूँ. हेलो. 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 हेलो.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
अच्छा अच्छा,
Don't
ठीक है
bother
ठीक है
for others. Go ahead.
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है सर, ठीक है. Processes are built from the names as follows, and as I have already told, uh, that there are infinite number of names referred by the lowercase letters. So how they are built? So this is mentioned here. action terms. So there are some action terms and then there are some normal terms. So let me tell about the action terms. X bar z dot p. So what it refers to, output the name z along the link x and then execute the process p. So so here z, let's say z is a service. So what is happening is, x is the link and the z service get outputted through this link, and after that the process p gets executed. uh, then the next action term is x bracket y bracket close dot p. So input the name y along the link named x and then execute p. Finds all free occurrences of y in p. So so what is happening here is, x is the link, as I have already told, along the link named x is the link, and in the process p, wherever y is mentioned, all those y gets bound with the variable z, with the service z. So input the name y along the link named x and then execute
Hello,
process
sir.
p.
Excuse me. Hello.
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 Hello. Yes. Hello, sir.
हाँ बोलो बोलो.
Sir, sir, my friend's dad has expired, sir. Sir, I'm just here. That's why I couldn't attend the class, sir.
I couldn't. No, you don't. You won't be able to attend the class today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I won't be able to attend. He has just expired, sir. I'm with them, sir.
Okay. Go. Take care. But don't try to avoid. Keep social distance. These are
Yes,
the
sir, yes.
problems where the disease spread. So take
Yes.
care of your health. सोशल डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करो और जितना ही हद तक अपना ख्याल रखो, हाथ को ढंग से कवर करो, मास्क एंड स्पेक यूज करो, यूज स्पेक. ओके.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, we are worried for the loss, but at the same time, I am also equally concerned for your health. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you, sir.
take care of your health. Don't be casual, careless. These are the regions where the disease spread. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Go. Okay, Rekaj, go
Sir,
ahead.
okay, sir.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
there are some terms a1 plus a2 dot an. Alternative actions, execute one of them. So one of them will get executed as it is the plus sign. And then we have one more term p1. Hello. Bol. Hello.
Please again explain the
Yes.
functional part in the slide 6.
ठीक है, एक मिनट.
Yeah.
X bar z dot p. So what is happening here is, first of all, x represents the channel, z represents the service, and p is the process. So process p is providing some service through the channel z. So basically process p is outputting some service which is z through the channel, and that will go to some another process through the channel x. And in the next action term, again we have taken some other process. They are not the same process. I have written it p, let's say p1 or p2. So the other process p2, and again x is the channel, and all the y variables. Let's say we have a big program which is named p2 or p, and that there are various places we have y mentioned. So at all those places of y, this z gets bound to all the free occurrences of y in p. So wherever there is y, at all those places z will come. So next is the terms. I've covered this one. Yeah, p1 vertical bar p2. So what it is, composition of p1 and p2 execute concurrently. It is commutative and associative. So both p1 and p2 will execute concurrently. And then exclamation mark p, replication, provide any number of copies of p. So any number of copies of process p, they will be provided. Like if one service gets provided, used by several clients, like there are multiple clients and they all want to use a common printer, so that's why this exclamation sign.
Rekas, this P1 and P2, these are programs, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
These are processes. You can also think like that.
okay, fine.
And computation and how all of them are used, like these all terms and these all action terms, how they are used. So this is an example. X bracket y dot p1 vertical bar x bar z dot p2 implies p1 z by y vertical bar p2. So sending Z along channel X reduces the left hand to P1 vertical bar P2 with all free occurrences of Y in P1 replaces by Z. So what is happening here is, so we have two processes, P1 and P2. In P2 process, X is the link. So from, let's say there is a process P1, there is a process P2, and there is a link between them. Okay. So in P1 process, there are all the occurrences of Y, and in P2 process there is a service Z. So that service Z get provided by the P2 process, and it will reach all the and it will bind with all the frequent occurrences of Y in P1. So this thing implies that P1 with all the free occurrences of Y in P1 replaced by Z.
And this, and these all will be performed concurrently because
Yeah,
there is a pipe sign in between them.
Yeah. And after that, they both will be performed concurrently.
Okay.
So requirement, provision, and binding. So all those things that I have talked about, it is shown in an example. So in Darwin and PyCalculus, they both are comparing. Yeah. So so we have three functions: provide, require, and bind. So we can see in Darwin, we are just taking provide P. We are not talking about what service it is providing. And same for require R. What service it is requiring, it is not mentioned. Or at what place we need that service, it is not mentioned. But in PyCalculus, we can see provide P comma S. It tells the name of the service, what service it is provided, or it also tells at what location the service is requested. But here in Darwin, there is no concept of telling where the service is required, or no concept of telling what service is provided. So let me explain all of them one by one: provide, require, and bind. So in provide, in Darwin, we have provide P, and it tells that the agent P is a provider. Provide P. In PyCalculus, we have pro P comma S. It tells agent P will provide the services. So as I've already told, provide P. It just tells that P is a provider. But in PyCalculus, P comma S, P provides the service at P provide S service. So it is also telling which service it is providing. The agent prov receives the location X at which the service is required and sends S to that location. Here, the agent PROV receives the location X. So PROV is, this is P. It receives the location X, and first of all, S is the service reference. X is the location at which S is required, and P is the access at which the service is required, and send S to that location. P gets the service. Once P gets the location where the service is needed to be provided, then it will send that service. And one more thing, why I have used exclamation sign, as I've already told, like same service can be provided by various different clients. So I have taken the example of printer. One printer can be used by various clients. So that's why the exclamation mark. You just need to change the X now. Like for client 1, there will be some another location at which service S is required. For client 1, it will be at some another location. For client 2, it will be at some another location. Just change the X, and S is the service, and P is the access. Yeah. And in require, it is in provide. In Darwin, we have require R. It tells the agent R is a required some service. And in PyCalculus, we have required R comma L. Else agent R requires the service at location L. So in Darwin, it only tells that it needs some service. It requires some service. But here it also, but in PyCalculus, it also tells it also mentioned at what location the service is required. The REQ agent receives the access name to a PROV agent, to a probe agent, and sends the location L to that agent. So L is the location at which the service is created. Y means service provider. R is the access name. Uh, uh, REQ agent receives the access name PROV agent and sends the location L to the get the location L at which the service is requested PROV agent, and after that it will request the service. And similarly for the binding construct in Darwin is modeled by the bind agent access name to the PROV agent to the REQ agent. So it is very simple, like bind R comma P. R is the name of the requirement, or P is the name of the provision, and that's how they are bind. R bar P. Bind R dash dash P in Darwin, and in PyCalculus bind R comma P. We have an example of client-server configuration. So although Darwin provides names instances of the clients like A client B server, those names are only used to qualify the name of the service the provider require. So we have instantiated like A refers to client and B for server. So we have used A.R and B.P. So one more thing, like provide interface is provided with dark circle and empty circles represent require interface. Each primitive component is represented by an agent. Each primitive component is represented by an agent, which is a composition of the probe and rect agents, which manages its service requirements and provisions, and the agent which defines its behavior. So each primitive component, what is the primitive component? Server or client, this is a primitive component, and each of these components are having various PROV or request agents, and through which these primitive components can access the services and define its behavior. This primitive component, server primitive component, we have as a server is used to provide some service. So PROV P comma S, and then the vertical bar and server dash S. So PROV P commas I have already told, like P is the access name, S is the service that it is providing, and vertical bar server dash S. So what server dash represents? It represents the user implemented behavior of the server component which realizes the service S. So whichever the service, so whichever component of the server has the service S, so it tells about that. And in again for the client component, as there are two components, one is for server, one is for client. Client component is represented in PyCalculus as follows: client R uh, required, as a client required some service, require R comma L. L represents the location at which the service is required, and client dash L. So it is similarly like which component of the client, like client is a primitive component, and there are also various small components. Which component of that client requires the service, and it is at which location. So that is represented by client dash L. And then yeah, it is again the how we are binding the client server. So client AR, server BP, and then bind AR or BP. AR is just like we have, it's just a variable, like client AR and server BP, and binding both of them. Hello. हेलो।
हाँ बोलो भाई।
Yeah,
यस
yes.
यस।
अच्छा अच्छा, चल रहा है क्या? हेलो हेलो।
Yes, yes, yes,
अच्छा,
yes,
नहीं
sir.
कनेक्ट
Yes, sir.
तो ना सर मैं।
Well, Rekaj, I have sent a paper to you which tells that pi calculus can be well compared with the Petri net. Petri net, okay?
ओके सर।
So you go through that, and this concurrent processing, little bit of example how you can show it for the concurrent activities in pi calculus vis-a-vis Petrinet. Just get prepared, and I will call you in the Monday morning, Monday afternoon. You will tell. Okay, go through that paper. I have sent a paper to you. Okay.
ओके सर, आई विल सर।
Yeah, just I sent a paper. So it's a technique to represent but very few places use. Tell apart from Darwin where it is being used. Okay, apart from Darwin, apart from. Okay.
ठीक है सर, ठीक है सर, ओके सर।
Okay. Next class on Monday, get prepared that apart from Darwin, what are the other applications where it has certain uses. Okay.
ठीक है सर, ओके सर।
Okay. Fine. Okay.
सर मैं
So, okay.
शेयर करूं या?
Thank you.
ओके सर।
Yeah, you send it to everybody. Okay, you send
ठीक है
it to
सर,
your friends, and you send to me. Okay.
ओके सर,
Okay.
ओके सर।
Okay. Fine. Thank you, Rekas. Thank you.
ओके सर, ओके।
Thank you. So next we will have a talk on application software. One application, Nutella by Rahul. Here Nutella G, it starts with G, but G is silent, right?
Yes, sir. Nutella.
G is silent. G is never pronounced. Okay. So tell something about Nutella and how our architecture knowledge helps in developing that software.
सर हेलो
Yeah.
सर रिकाज है सर।
Yeah.
सर
तो
आपका
बोलो।
ईमेल आईडी सर क्या है सर?
rath.santanu एक मेल गई है तुम्हारा पास।
अच्छा ठीक है सर, उसी पे फॉरवर्ड। ठीक है सर, ओके सर, उसी पे भेज
मैं मेरा पर्सनल मेल से तुमको मैं भेजा हूँ। मेरा पर्सनल मेल से हाउ यू कैन कंपेयर इट विथ पेट्रीनेट। ओके, तुम्हारा कॉलेज मेल आईडी को गया है मेरा पर्सनल अकाउंट से। ठीक है
सर, मैं उसी पे आपको ये भेज भी दूंगा अपनी पीपीटी।
हाँ जो भी हो उसमें भेज दो और सभी भैया को भेज दो और पहले प्रिपेयर करो कैसे हाउ you can represent the client server using Petrinet vis-a-vis pi calculus. Okay. And some application you check. Okay, you check your mail first. You check your mail, go through it. Okay. Okay, fine. So Rahul, come. Rahul,
Sir,
आजा।
is it
हाँ बढ़िया राहुल का प्रेजेंटेशन बढ़िया धक्कड़। चलो।
okay? So we start.
Yeah.
What is Nutella? First question come in mind. What is Nutella? Nutella is modern and efficient peer-to-peer network and architecture. So what is peer-to-peer network? We will decide in further slide. Nutella is a decentralized architecture. What is decentralized? We will decide. We will further discuss about this. So Nutella is a large peer-to-peer network. Nutella consists of millions of peer computer. So it is a really large and still growing network. It was the first decentralized peer-to-peer network of its kind, leading to other later network adopting the model. So it has been basis for other model. It is ideal. It has become the ideal models for other leading technology and other leading networking model. So Nutella has recently celebrated 20 years of existence on March 14, 2020. So it is still growing network and it is very popular peer-to-peer decentralized architecture. So what Gnutella do? Gnutella provide services like person-to-person communication and file transfer and data transfer. This is the main work of Gnutella. Gnutella provide transfer of data. So what is peer-to-peer architecture? As I have said, Gnutella is peer-to-peer decentralized architecture. So in traditional client-server architecture, multiple clients communicate with central server. So that is called centralized architecture because there is a central server and other clients are connected to the center server. But drawback of centralized architecture is a lot of workload imposed on the central server. That is the drawback of centralized network. But our Gnutella is a decentralized network. It means there is no center server. Decentralized network. Peer computers are both client and server. Both peer computers work as both client and server. There is no central server. So what is the benefit of this? Benefit of this is there is no workload on central server. Single server workload is not there. So peer-to-peer network distribute the workload between the peers and all peers contribute and consume resources. So Gnutella is decentralized network. So and it distribute the workload among the different peers. So history of Gnutella. Gnutella is conceived by Justin Frankel. Justin Frankel is a 21-year-old and founder of Nutsoft. Nutsoft is a very popular American software house, and Nutsoft has made a lot of media players and a lot of applications related to media. And a very popular media player that is known as Winamp media player that is also developed by Nutsoft. So our Gnutella is also conceived by Justin Franklin, that is founder of Nutsoft. So every software is released under some license. So similarly, Gnutella is released under the Ledger Glue public license that is known as LGPL. So Gnutella protocol was widely analyzed. Scope of Gnutella. Gnutella is consist of two components that is known as Gnutella standard and Gnutella network. So what is Gnutella network? It consists of millions of peer computers interconnected. Gnutella is built on high performance peer-to-peer architecture and it consists of easily recognizable components. That components are peer computer. Peer computer work as both client and also server. So example of application that can be built on the Gnutella networks that are file sharing application, communication tools. These tools work on the Gnutella network. Any client that join this network become the servant. It becomes the servant and it also serve as a peer computer. Gnutella standard. There are a set of applications that run on Gnutella network. To run on Gnutella network, these applications have to follow some standard. That standard is define what application can run on Gnutella network and not. So this standard recognize if application is compatible or not. Application is compatible to run on Gnutella network. This standard define that. That is Gnutella standard. So standard is needed for Gnutella to allow application to interact. So Gnutella standard set some minimal requirement for the application to run on the Gnutella network. So Gnutella standard some criteria, it provides some criteria that should be followed by application. So there are some technical terms that are used in Gnutella message passing and Gnutella mechanism, service mechanism. So first term is ping. Ping is a signal that is used to discover which host is active, which host contain the data that we are searching. So for that we use ping. And query is simply search mechanism. Anything that we are searching is known as query. That may be file, that may be text, picture, video, anything that we are searching is query. Back propagated message, pong. If we send a ping message, so a pong message comes. Pong message is reply to the ping message, and it contains the address of active Gnutella servant. Query hit. If we are searching something and it is found on some peer computer, then we will say query hit. So query hit is reply to the query. It must be generated only if search criteria is met. That we are searching, if it is found, then we will say query hit. And push. Push is used to just forward the query to the next node. Here we will discuss about search mechanism, how Gnutella search. So this is a very small Gnutella network, but the original Gnutella network is consist of millions of nodes. Here we have only 7 nodes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 nodes, and we assume that node 7 and node 5 has the data file that we want to search. So node 2 initiate the search for a file A. Let's say node 2 want to search a file A, so it will send a query related to file A to its neighbor node. So in there is pen. Okay, node 2 want to a query to the neighbor's node. So in next picture you can see 2 will create 3 copies of a query and it will send to 3 neighbors node, that is node 1, node 4 and node 3. So it will send the query copy of query to node 4, one copy to node 1 and another copy to node 3. Now copies are on node 4, node 3 and node 1. Again this copy will be further proceed. So node 4 will push that copy to node 7, node 3 will push that copy to node 5 and node 1 don't have any data, so it cannot push further. Again this copy will move further. Node 5 as query copy of the query is to node 5. That we assume node 5 have the data that we are searching and node 7 also have the data that we are searching. So they will generate a reply message. They will generate a query hit message to the node which is initiated query to node 2. So node 7 and node 5 will generate a query message that we have data, and this query message which will further travel to node 4 and from node 5 to node 3, and again this will further move to node 2 and node this will also further move to node 2. Thus both copy will reach to node 2 and which let's say node 7 reply query reply from node 7 came first. We assume that query reply came first from node 7. So now node to know that our file that we are searching is on the node 7. So it can download that file from the node 7 and it know the path that we have to go from 2 to 4 and 4 to 7. Thus it search the file on the host network. There is problem in this mechanism, that is traffic. Every time we are seeing here, we are observing that every time when we are passing a query making its duplicate copy, and network is flooded with the duplicate copies, so it make a network very messy. So this is a problem. This duplicate copy uh, uh, makes network very traffic full. So we use a different mechanism, that is we use ping signal and pong signal. So original query we send ping and pong signal. First we send the ping signal, and ping signal, here we can understand example. Let's assume this is ping signal. So first will send the ping signal before sending the original copy of original query. Before sending the original query, 2 will send a ping signal. That ping signal will discover which host is active. So ping signal which go, one signal will go at node 1, one signal will go at node 4, another signal will go at node 3. Thus ping signal will travel to the whole network, and when the ping signal will reach on node 7 strong signal against the ping signal, that is reply to the ping signal, and it will say that I have the data that you are searching. So then node 2 will send the original query. So thus we can reduce the traffic from the network. So we will send a ping signal before sending the original query. What is that? Hello?
Yeah. Don't you think every other node that is active there will also generate pong signal in the reply for ping?
Pong is original only a signal. Signal will not create that much traffic. If we are sending the query, that will create more traffic. So we are not sending the original query.
You have said that node 7 will generate the pong signal.
Yes.
So every other node will also generate the pong signal.
No, only the node which have the required data, that will only generate the pong signal.
But then that ping signal will be query only, na? Ping signal will not contain the query that it requires a file.
Yes, ping signal will not contain anything. It will only a signal to discover the our host. Our original data is on query.
Okay.
So here is some disadvantage of Gnutella network. The search result is not accurate due to search by file. If you search by file name, some redundant file may come. So this is a problem. 2-3 file of the same name may come. This is a problem. And efficient use of computer resource is spending too much resource on handling these peers query. So to handle this query, a lot of resource are spent. Limited number of hosts being searched leads to limited number of hits. If hosts are limited, then the number of hits will be also limited. So this is the disadvantage. This figure shows how big Gnutella network is. In 2001, Nutella contains only 5,000 nodes, but in March it became 10,000. In May it became 20,000. In May 29 it became 40,000. So this network is increasing exponentially, we can say. In June 2005, Nutella population was 1.8 million computers, and in late 2007 it was most popular file sharing network on the internet with the estimated market share of more than 40%, and it has recently celebrated uh, its 20-year existence on March 14, 2020. So we can say it's a very big network and very popular and still growing. Millions of the computers consist. Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay. So how about our peer-to-peer? You come to the second slide. Our peer-to-peer architecture style. Your second or third, something you are showing, na? Yeah. Third. So how our peer-to-peer architecture style works here? Again, you explain again.
Peer-to-peer networks are consist of peer-to-peer computers, and that computers both work as client and also server. So these are peer computers that are interconnected together, and our Nutella network is also a peer-to-peer architecture. So here, if one peer want to search something, it will send a query, and if any peer have data that we are searching, that peer will send query hit, that is your reply to the query.
Hello, Rahul.
Yes.
Can you compare it with a BitTorrent, or how it is different from BitTorrent?
Yes, sir. BitTorrent is also based on peer-to-peer architecture, sir.
So what are the advantages of this one over BitTorrent or disadvantage over BitTorrent?
BitTorrent.
Andrila had told, I think. Andrila?
Sir, Andrila has given.
Andrila. Fine. You should ask question.
Yes, sir. Trying to understand what's the difference.
Your BitTorrent is also peer-to-peer, right?
Yes.
So, what is the advantage of BitTorrent over Nutella, or Nutella over BitTorrent? Why Nutella is expanding so fast, or how you can give a comparative analysis?
Sir, Nutella, I can't see the advantage, but in BitTorrent, it was that many peers can simultaneously send parts of the same file. So the process becomes very fast. Like if I want a file, then if that file is present on five different nodes at the same time in different parts of the file are present on five different nodes, then all of them can share it with me at the same time. So my download process becomes very fast. So that is the main advantage of BitTorrent, which I don't see here. So I guess that is one difference between BitTorrent and Nutella. Here, I think the entire file is sent over the network. So that is one difference.
Not the entire file is sent over there, to the nearest connecting nodes, right, Rahul?
Yes, sir. Nearest node.
Nearest node. It is sending to the nearest node only, not to all the nodes in the network.
Neighbor node, sir. Neighbor node.
Only neighboring nodes, nearby nodes in the network, not to all the nodes. So only the nearby connected nodes are being transmitted with the with the information. So what is the comparative analysis where a user Rekaj will accept, whether you will accept Nutella or whether you will accept BitTorrent, and why? And if not, why?
Sir, BitTorrent is a hybrid P2P server, P2P protocols, right? Because in we have torrent server also. So it is a centralized server, torrent server. So first the peer contacts with the torrent server in a search of a file, and then torrent server will reply in a torrent file name, which contains all the leeches that have the file part of a file or complete file or anything information of that, and that those files will be transferred to the receiver in peer-to-peer manner. So that's the one difference between Nutella is a complete peer-to-peer, whereas BitTorrent is a hybrid P2P.
So here the flow traffic intensity is less because it is sending to the neighboring nodes, but here the latency may be little bit high.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it like that?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Latency. Yes, Ingole, because it is sending to the neighboring node, then again the neighboring node will send to the its neighboring node. So one after another it is going on checking, right?
Yes.
Is it like that?
Yes, sir. That's why it is using, sir, so much resource. In disadvantage part I have described here, it is spending too much resource in handling queries.
Because it is sending signal to the only to the node.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That make it inefficient.
But you see, computers are increasing in a very exponential rate. In a very exponential rate. Your last slide you saw.
Yes, yes, sir. Most popular it has been. Last 2 decades, it's been very popular, sir.
Very popular. So popular, then how it is popular? If it has got so many disadvantages. Anybody? Siddharth? Siddharth?
Yes, sir.
Why it is popular or why it is unpopular? Compared current.
So since it works by means it can access the resources too easily, beyond its disadvantages, people seems to like this kind of architecture. Like people prefer, they will prefer everything that will be fast. Then all the the main disadvantage, it uses a lot of resources. But for people with a greater memory, they can still use a faster access. Probably for that kind of reasons, people started using it.
So who can afford resources, they prefer Nutella over BitTorrent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the whoever who can handle this kind of large processing of the resources, large utilization, those nowadays size does not matter. Nowadays, like people can go for large, huge size of hard disks and all. So for this decade or for this era, so size does not matter as well, but speed does matter.
Okay. Okay. Rahul and Andrila, you have a talk among yourself, and on Saturday at 4:15 you will tell which one is advantageous, which one is disadvantageous. You talk among yourself, you refer to the other articles and compare where a common user like Siddharth can accept or not accept. Okay, you go through a little bit more and discuss among yourself and present a comparative analysis. Okay. Okay. You present a comparative. Ingole also you check it. Which one is more advantageous, which one is less advantageous. Okay. Next, Pratik Jaiswal. Pratik.
Yes, sir. I am here. Yes.
Oh, you are here. You are here means you are at Rourkela only? Okay, okay. We are looking forward to meet you. We have not met each other till today, right? Yeah. Okay, share your slides.
Sir.
Yeah, it's visible. Make it slideshow.
Oh, sir.
If you make it slideshow, the fonts become bigger. Yeah. Slideshow.
Hello.
Yes. Come.
So I will start with the Skype. It is same like Napster and Nutella, but the difference is Napster and Nutella are used for file sharing application as a P2P architecture style. So P2P, as we all know, P2P called autonomous peers, client server. One both as act as a client and server. Means one peer can also act as a client and can also act as server. So sometime we need P2P communication. Uh, as we know, Nutella and Napster are used for file sharing as communication. The other way to communicate is from messaging and as we know, video calls and some other kind of communication that we need. So that's what Skype is. We use it as a uh, means communication architecture. So Skype was the first peer-to-peer IP telephony network. Each client maintains a host cache with the IP of reachable supernodes. The Skype was user directory is decentralized and distributed among the supernodes in the network. Means what it is saying, like it was the first peer-to-peer IP telephony. IP telephony means when you need to communicate through telephonic network, like as we call and connect with some person through our landline. The same way it uses telephony network for connecting through SMS, email, video calls, mess and and also file sharing is also available there. So so in this as we know, it is peer-to-peer. So each client maintains host cache with IP address and port number of reachable supernodes. Supernodes means the nodes which are available at a higher positions, like it can be of some top level directory domain servers, or it is as it is saying, the Skype user directory is decentralized. Decentralized, as we all know. As the absence of centralization in peer-to-peer makes a resource discovery an important issue for a peer-to-peer applications. So in a peer-to-peer applications, queries for information are issued to a network of peers at large. So in this way, Skype also uses decentralized and means decentralized servers where resource discovery is very easy. So what does Skype offers? As we told, Skype offers communications through telephony network, or where we can use like we need to communicate through messages, emails, video calls. Then Skype is very much useful. How do you use Skype? That is simple. You need to uh, download the applications. It can be web app, Android, and some other kind. So these are the questions what we first need to ask for any Skype platform. So second, so here also we will discuss in brief what is Skype. So software that enables world's conversation. So what it means is world's conversation. You can see in the picture below. Someone is in North America he can also contact to someone who is in South America, and the same way he can also contact with the person sitting in South Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. So this is the world's conversation. Millions of individuals and business are members of Skype. Free video call, voice call, instant message, and file sharing. Low cost calls to landlines and mobiles. As we know, landlines are very much costly, and mobiles also, but this SMS is very much means cost effective. So in this way, Skype defines itself. So who founded it? Skype was first founded by Nicholas Janstrom and Janus Fries in 2003. Skype started off as Sky peer to Sky self started for peer, then to Skyper, and then finally to Skype when the domain name for Skyper was already taken. Because sometimes it happens in like IT industry, domain names are taken like the same had happened with, I think, Java was first it was a Sun system, then it changed to Oak, but Oak was authorized by some other third party, so that's why Java came into picture, and the domain name was set as Java. Then the founders sold Skype to eBay in 2005 for $3.1 billion. In the fourth quarter of 2005, Skype has 74.7 million users. In the third quarter of 2009, that number increases to 521 million users around the world, around the globe. So this is the popularity of Skype. Features. What does Skype offer? That's our second question. So So what does Skype offers? Skype to Skype calls, free video calls, calls to landline mobile, conference calls, Skype to Go number, like any number like we do in fax. That same kind of Skype to Go number. Instant messaging, group instant messaging, send files, screen sharing, SMS, online number, voice call, voicemail to text, call forwarding. Voicemail is same like as we do in our WhatsApp. Call forwarding, call transfer, caller ID. Call transfer is like you called to someone, but the feature of call forwarding is available. Like if it is you called on some number, but that call is forwarded to some other number, that is call forwarding. Same is like call transfer, like you called to some other email account of some number, so that number is attached to some email network, so in this way that transfer is occurred. Caller ID is also that kind of thing. Some unique ID is assigned to many persons. It can be of 10 digit, as we know in our SIM card. So same is happened with the Skype. Skype access is also a feature of Skype. Skype on your computer. Free Skype to Skype calls, free instant messaging, video calls, call phones and mobiles, voicemail, forward calls to phone when you're offline. Yeah, this is also a very good feature. Means like you are offline, you are not in front of your laptop or desktop or a computer. That time your calls will be forwarded to your phone, like someone is calling. That's a good, very nice feature of Skype. Skype mobile, like we know web app and Android app, the same way when Android is not in picture before I think 2006. Yeah, 2006, before 2006, when we use Motorola, BlackBerry as our premium phones, premium cell phones. That time Skype was a Skype account on a mobile device is means created, and then you will use Skype to do messaging and different kind of other things. It is uses IM. It it uses IM with Verizon wireless. It is kind of wireless service that we read that we know as in computer networks. We used to read wireless technologies. There we read I think 802.11. That is wireless IEEE 802.11 is also a there it is wireless project, I think. So in that project it created next, that is Verizon Wireless. Then we read then we come to Skype. That is IM and global calls from mobile that don't use your wireless plan minutes. And the same thing means it didn't use your what is that? Yeah, it don't use your wireless plan minutes, means the recharge data. It is like something like free. Or Skype is always on to receive call anytime. Skype to go number, what kind of service it is? So as you know, we buy a Skype credit or subscription to activate your number. And that's the first thing, that for go number, if you want a go number, then you have to subscribe to or activate your number. So get that number that's local to your area code, means like we know pin code that's local to our area. That's the same way it will be like you are in somewhere maybe in Europe. So it will be different for Europe. Than Europe, there are many nations, so it will means change from nation to nation. So that kind of local area code. So then use any phone to call your Skype to go number and reach your international contact at regular Skype rates. You need to just use this go number to call, and then you can connect to regular Skype rates. Sorry, you can connect to international. So in this way, go number is used in Skype. So three easy steps to calling abroad, means nowadays it is easy that you have to means need a pack or maybe a talk time pack for calling abroad, but that time it was not that much easy. So then it is that it was used by Skype. Yeah, you need to store the number, save your Skype to go file, means that go that to make you connect international. So then you need to call that number, ring the number whenever you want to call abroad. You will ring, and you reach abroad. Use the voice menu to call a speed dial or dial any number. So it's three steps to connect to any abroad location. Skype on your TV. This is a very much useful feature at the time when people doesn't have computer at their home or laptop. So they use Skype on their TV. Free Skype to Skype calls with anyone in the world. So that's very much easy. The same as we know as in our video calls. We can see face to face from your couch and call most phones from with the Skype service. Then Skype at work. What is Skype at work? Skype at work is very much means it was revolution. It was revolutionary transformation at the time when Skype come into picture. Because at the work you need some file, some kind of task to be accomplished. So at the time you need it really fast. So because the time is very much valuable at that time. So their Skype created very much means helpful for there. So free Skype to Skype calls anywhere in the world, like you are in India, means somewhere in Bangalore or Chennai. So there from there you can connect to USA, and you can talk about your project, how's it going, and you can talk to, you can share your data files, so many things. At that time when Skype comes, that time it was very much useful. Then face to face meetings without ever leaving your desk. the same as we know in our video conferencing we do nowadays for our colleges. Safely chat and send large files easily. That's the very much useful feature to send files. Where can you use Skype? As we know, Skype protocol is a proprietary internet telephony network used by Skype. The protocol's specification have not been made public available by Skype, and official applications using the protocol are closed source. Skype network is not interoperable with most other voice over IP. Like nowadays we use VoLTE networks without proper licensing from Skype. Means if you don't subscribe to Skype, or if you don't have license, like retailers have some kind of license, so that in that time you cannot operate it. So numerous attempts to study or reverse engineer the protocol have been undertaken to reveal the protocol, investigate security, or to allow unofficial clients. But nothing comes to be true, because Skype is very much secure at the time. It is like a closed source. Uh, so this is the Skype. So all you need to get up and running with Skype is, first of all, you need any PC or Mac computer. Internet connection, broadband is best. Then a webcam to make video calls. In this way, the easy way that we nowadays use the Skype was used at the platforms. You need this. You will get this welcome to Skype page.
प्रतीक जायसवाल, प्रतीक जायसवाल,
यस सर,
मैं थोड़ा इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूँ, तुम अपना दुकान स्काइप की मैंने एडवर्टाइजमेंट कर रहे हो. यू टेल अबाउट द आर्किटेक्चर, हाउ कंपोनेंट कनेक्टर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कम इनटू द पिक्चर. तुम बिजनेस मैन की तरह एडवर्टाइज कर रहे हो, ये नहीं. यू हैव टू लुक एट द आर्किटेक्चर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. पीयर टू पीयर में क्या है? अभी तुमने बोला कि इट हैज सम क्लाइंट्स. You told some a word now.
Yes, sir.
Some
yes, sir.
client.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Cache file.
some client. So now they have moved towards client server. And why? Why did they move? What is the problem with peer to peer? ये मैं सुनना चाहता था. ये सब क्यों कर रहे हो? तुम स्काइप का ले रखे हो ना क्या? अरे बाबू, अपना पढ़ाई के बारे में. What are the configuration, component, कनेक्टर, इस एंगल से बताओ. ओके, ये सोचो. ये तो जनरल वाला क्लास 11 स्टूडेंट को तुम बताओगे. ये सब में क्या हम लोग का दिलचस्पी है? आवर इंटरेस्ट इज इन आवर आर्किटेक्चर एंगल. हमारा आर्किटेक्चर एंगल पीयर टू पीयर काल था, आज क्यों क्लाइंट सर्वर बना दी? क्यों आज क्यों लोग शिफ्ट किए? व्हाई? पीयर टू पीयर में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स? व्हाई डिड दे मूव? तुम अभी बोला क्लाइंट, मैं सुना समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो यू हैव टू टेल फ्रॉम द आर्किटेक्चर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. कुछ तुमने बनाया नहीं ना. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग है, इसीलिए मैंने दिया था. और एक क्लास में मैं बताया था कि इट हैज ए लीस्ट latency. हाउ? ये कैसे होता है? गूगल जी टॉक से या तो गूगल मीट से इसका latency फास्टर है. हाउ? बिकॉज some peer to peer architecture or the present day client server architecture. Why? इसका latency क्यों improved है? इतना better है. Maybe 0.0001 second, but how? ये मैं क्लास में एक बार बताया था. Okay.
Pratik, there is something called super node in Skype also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I use that word earlier. Yeah.
Like, from the point of view of the architecture, like.
Yes.
From the point of architecture, node, super node आपको दिखाना है. ये बहुत बढ़िया एक्सप्लेनेशन के लिए है. मैंने पहले था peer to peer, उसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम आई. As a result, they are moving towards the client server. So what is the problem? What is the advantage with client server? ये नोड सुपर नोड की चक्कर क्या है, और नोड सुपर नोड की चक्कर में लैटेंसी कैसे इंप्रूव कैसे करता है? मेन हर चीज की लैटेंसी कितना फास्टर कौन एक्सेस कर पाएगा, और ट्रैफिक कम होगा, where the traffic will be less and latency will be high. ये ऑब्जेक्टिव है. तो how do you fulfill that? Okay, ये करो नेक्स्ट क्लास.
Yes, sir.
आपको
Yes, sir.
आपको हाँ दी आप एक सॉफ्टवेयर आर्किटेक्ट हो, आप आर्किटेक्चर एंगल से बताओगे ना, ये दुकान ले रखे हो, दुकान एडवर्टाइजमेंट कर रहे हो, हैं थप्पड़ खाओगे. अच्छा
Okay, sir,
ओके,
I will
नेक्स्ट
do so.
क्लास ढंग से बनाओ बेटे, ढंग से बनाओ, ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
ओके ओके. ऋषभ, सोनी एंड चंद्रकांत एंड निर्मल, नेक्स्ट क्लास. नैपस्टर के बारे बताया कुछ, प्रतीक ने एक सेंटेंस बोला. What
Yes,
are the
sir. I
advantage?
said
Yeah, you said something.
file.
Some
It was used for file sharing, sir.
फाइल शेयरिंग में एडवांटेज है, क्या डिसएडवांटेज है, ये में क्या है, नुटेला में क्या है, बिटटोरेंट में क्या है. यू हैव टू गिव ए कंपैरेटिव स्टेटमेंट ऑन 5 तारीख सैटरडे 4/15 को, ठीक है. ऋषभ, सोनी.
Yes, yes, sir.
हाँ, और ये दुकान की बारे एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं करने का, आपको आर्किटेक्चर एंगल से बताने का है. नोड सुपर नोड इधर है कि नहीं, और इधर पिंग पोंग सब खेल होता है कि नहीं, और उधर बिटटोरेंट में क्या होता है. फ्रॉम द आर्किटेक्चर एंगल से, फ्रॉम बिटटोरेंट, Nutella, Skype, give a comparison so that it becomes more interesting. From what is the configuration, what is the component, what are the components, what is the main thing है इसमें. क्या हमेशा आर्किटेक्चर में मेन थिंग है तुम्हारा कनेक्टर. इसमें क्या कनेक्टर यूज होता है वो मैं सुनना चाहता हूँ. ओके 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 ओके. ये इंगोले,
Yes, sir.
इंगोले आप अटेंडेंस ले लो.
Yes, yes, sir.
या आप अटेंडेंस ले लो, मैं जा रहा हूँ. आई एम
Yes,
क्विटिंग. आप प्रत्येक, मैं आपसे ज्यादा उम्मीद कर रहा था, आप मेरे को दुखी कर दिए, एडवर्टाइजमेंट ज्यादा किए. ओके 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 ओके. बाय 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 बाय.
So guys, I am taking the attendance. So am I audible? And
Yeah,
Lasha.
Hello, sir. You are.
Sir, what about
And-
the other names of the PPT? That PPT I have asked in the
I
group.
don't know. I will talk with sir. What to do?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
3 guys are remaining, na? I will talk with sir. Then I will inform you.
Okay,
I'm
sir.
taking the attendance. So Andrila Shah,